Hi, welcome to a video. Today we have a story from December. Now it's January when I'm filming this. The reason that I never got around to covering this was because December on Twitter is when everything went to hell and back on my Twitter. There was not one, not two, not three, not four, but there was like 5 or 6 controversies that all happened on Twitter, all while I wasn't able to record videos. It's kind of funny, the timing of all those, right? Right when I'm not able to record videos, right? Kind of interesting, but anyway, nonetheless, this was one of them, and from that one thing spewed a bunch of other things. But this person that I'm talking about today is none other than Chiibe. Oh man, 60,000 subscribers on YouTube, 6.8K followers on Twitter. How and why, I'm not quite sure. Seeing what this person tweets here, I don't know how. We're gonna take a look. So let's start from the very beginning here. The first tweet that I saw from this person was actually this one right here. But there's several before this that kind of lead up to this. So let's just start from the very beginning. December 5th, 2018. Imagine being this ignorant though. How disrespectful you have to be to say that creators don't own the rights to their own fan content they create. Climb out of your own for literally 2 seconds and do some research before you spew hate and vitriol, you degenerate. Well, damn. Jesus, what caused that? What caused that? Oh my God. Well, let's take a look. I published a video on December 8th, 2018, titled Warrior Cat's Community is Dumb. Stupid Comments. This is responding to the stupid comments that were left on one of my Warrior Cat's map reviews. And this little section right here is what Chiibe is referring to. Let's take a watch, shall we? Finchwing has stated that she doesn't want her artworks to be reposted anywhere. It might be considered stealing, as from what I heard, he makes money out of it, which is absolutely disrespectful towards the animators that participated in this map. First of all, let me educate the hell out of you really quick. Warrior Cats is an IP that is not owned by anyone participating in this map. Nobody owns Warrior Cats. Every single person here has committed copyright infringement. Every single person. You've committed copyright infringement. If you're also making money off of that, you can possibly go to jail for that. It is totally illegal to use Warrior Cats in the way that these maps use Warrior Cats. It is completely illegal. You do not own the IP. You do not have permission to use the IP of Warrior Cats. What I do is I review and criticize these maps, which means since I'm reviewing and criticizing it and making it transformative in nature, it is legal for me to use it, and it's legal for me to use anything that anyone posts in this way because it falls under fair use. That is why you all failed at taking my video down. Now, what I said in that video is completely true. So the reason I even brought up copyright in this video was because some idiot decided to file a DMCA takedown notice on my Warrior Cats map review because they were one of the animators featured in that map and they didn't like what I said. So what I said was that it's totally illegal for them to do that because they don't even own their own map, because you can't. It's not legally possible. Warrior Cats, as I explained, is an IP. Warrior Cats is a book series. Oftentimes, the publisher of a book owns the rights and the copyright of the published work. And that is the case here with Warrior Cats. HarperCollins, the publishing company, owns all rights, all copyright to Warrior Cats. Even the author of Warrior Cats does not own the rights to Warrior Cats. It's the publishing company. Unless it's one of the rare instances in which the author worked out a deal where they retained all or some of the copyright rights to the work, which I doubt is the case because that's rare. So not even the author of Warrior Cats most likely doesn't even own the rights to Warrior Cats. That being said, when you make an animation meme or when you make a map that is based on Warrior Cats, in order for that to be completely legal, you have to have permission from the publishing company or whoever owns the copyright and owns the publishing rights of that work. You have to have permission to use it, and it has to be written, and it has to be legal written permission. Even with that permission, all that does is that allows you to post and or make money off of what you post, and that depends on what you agree with the publishing company. The publishing company will still own all rights to Warrior Cats. They'll still own all of that. They may work out a deal with you where you own the rights to your own work that you made based off of their work, but oftentimes they will not accept that. they'll still own what you make. They'll just allow you to publish it. They'll allow you to make money off it. Most of the time, they won't allow you to do anything with it because they protect their IPs in that way. So when you make a map that is literally just an animated version of a scene from Warrior Cats, the book series, unless you have permission to use that, or you've worked out a deal with the publishing company, it is completely illegal, and the publishing company owns everything that you've made because you are using their IP illegally, and they own the IP. You do not own any of your work if you use someone else's work. That's not how it works. You've used someone else's work. Warrior Cats is an IP. A good example of this happening is Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling or her publishing company, one of those two people, owns all, or they both might own some of the rights to Harry Potter. You can't just make a Harry Potter movie and sell it. You can't just do that. That's completely illegal because Harry Potter is an IP that is owned either by J.K. Rowling or the publishing company, or in part by both. But you cannot just make a Harry Potter movie and call it a day. That's completely illegal. And if you did make a Harry Potter movie, then the owner of the rights to Harry Potter would own whatever you've made because they own all the rights to the Harry Potter IP. For the movies to happen, the director, the creator of the movie, whoever, they had to get permission to make the movie from the owner of the rights of the IP of Harry Potter. And this usually involves an exchange of money. So the people who made the Harry Potter movies, they get some money, and some of the money goes to the publisher and J.K. Rowling is usually how that would work. You can't just make a movie. It's a legal process that you have to go through. And if you don't go through that process, you do not own what you've made because you've used someone else's IP. And whoever owns that IP owns what you've just made. That's how it works. It's literally so simple. Not only will they own it, they can also sue you. They can issue a DMCA takedown. So the reason I even brought this up was because someone issued a DMCA takedown on my map review because they were an animator in that map and they didn't like what I said. So they tried to use the legal system to try to take that down, saying that they owned what I reviewed, but they really don't because it's Warrior Cats and they don't have permission to use it. So that's basically that. They are not, you can't file a DMCA takedown if you don't own the IP that you've stolen. You've stolen an IP. It's copyright infringement. Everyone who makes maps like that is doing an illegal action, especially if you make money from it. Will anything happen? Probably not. Probably there will be no lawsuits or anything. They don't care. They don't want to waste their time with that, you know? But it is illegal, and you cannot abuse the legal system like that. It's also funny, you said, do some research before you spew hate and vitriol, but then you call me a degenerate, and you say, climb out of your for literally 2 seconds. You don't own the rights to your fan content. You don't. You don't own the rights to your fan content. As I've already explained, if you make a fan film or a fan fiction of Harry Potter, the owner of the Harry Potter IP and the rights to it owns what you've made. You do not own it unless you have permission to use it. I genuinely don't understand how you can be a self-proclaimed reviewer and preach that people need to grow a thicker skin when it comes to criticism, but then make a 20+ minute video complaining about all the criticisms you get. It just reeks of hypocrisy and insecurity. What happened here, Chiibe? What happened here is I criticized people, and then what they did is they told me, you should not make that stuff because it makes me feel bad. You're being mean. And then they filed false DMCA takedowns on my video and went insane. Then I made my video responding to it. That's what happened there. I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing that those people said was criticism. It was crying and it was whining. That's all it was. They were mad that I made fun of their art and that I criticized it. What they said in return was not criticism. If your whole gimmick is you throw hard to swallow critiques at people, then you can't be someone who's so blatantly showcasing. You can't be someone, what? You can't be someone who's so blatantly showcasing how insecure you are when it comes to the same treatment. In your own words, grow some thicker skin and accept a lot of people don't like you. I know a lot of people don't like me, but the thing is, a lot more people do like me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just so great. I've never claimed to throw hard to swallow critiques. I just say what is on my mind. Nobody else says what's on their mind. They sugarcoat it. That's all. I just say what's actually on my mind, what I actually think of stuff. It's not hard to swallow criticism. It's hard to swallow for all of you, and this is just farther proving that. You know, your response here is farther proving that you can't take criticism at all, but it's not supposed to be hard to swallow. It should be easy to take criticism, but you know, whatever, man. And I have accepted criticism in the past. You just choose to not acknowledge it. I don't care what you want me to do. This is my YouTube channel. Someone who makes a living off of telling people what to do with their YouTube channels. Hello, Pot. My name is Kettle. You're black. Well, that's racist. But what these people were telling me to do, this is a quote from me, by the way, what these people were telling me to do was to not make videos criticizing people. And so I said, I don't care what you want me to do. This is my YouTube channel. Someone who makes a living off of telling people what to do with their YouTube channels. I don't tell people what to do. I tell them, hey, this is what I think you should do. I don't tell them what to do. I don't force them to do it. People criticize me all the time, and I choose what I want to accept, and I choose what I don't want to accept. Because not all criticism makes sense. It doesn't all have to make sense. You don't have to listen to all criticism. You need to analyze it yourself and decide what you need to listen to and what you don't agree with. You're allowed to disagree with criticism. The problem is that you all disagree with all criticism. You don't even listen to any of it. You take none of it into consideration. And that's a problem. Listening to someone who knows nothing about animation preach to people about how you should animate. Interesting. 590 likes. Yep. I mean, what do you know, Chiibe, about making criticism videos? You know, I could say the same thing. Have you ever made a criticism video? What? You don't know anything about making a criticism video. So how are you criticizing me when you yourself don't even do that? It's just like, oh, if you go to a restaurant and you get a food that is not very good tasting and you say, oh, hey, I didn't like this food. And then the chef comes out and is like, until you know how to cook, don't even talk to me. You don't understand the intricacies of cooking in the 7 steps, the 7 main, what is it called? There's like some 12 something of animation. You don't understand how to cook. You can't criticize me. You're not a chef yourself. You know, it's the same thing. You don't have to be what you're criticizing to criticize it. You don't have to do that. For the record, HarperCollins, who owns Warrior Cats, does not own your work. Yes, they do. If you're using the Warrior Cats IP, yes, they do. Making Warrior Cats fan content like map parts is okay. No, it's not. If they decided to sue you, they would win. It's not worth their time to do it though, so you'll probably be fine, but it is completely illegal without their permission to make fan content of Warrior Cats, especially if you're uploading it to YouTube for a profit. And you own that content. No, you do not. They are not allowed to issue takedowns. Yes, they are. It is their content. It's their IP. They are allowed to issue takedowns. Who's not allowed to issue takedowns is creators of map parts. Maps that you've stolen an IP in. You do not own that, so you cannot issue a takedown on content you don't own. Furthermore, the way that I was using it was fair use, because it's review, it's criticism. That falls under fair use because it's transformative. Animating a scene from a book is not transformative, mainly due to the lack of official designs. No, Chiibe does not understand copyright at all. This is why copyright gets abused so much. Do you all not remember what happened with H3H3? How that one prank channel sued H3H3 and lost miserably because you can't file a DMCA takedown on something, number one, that's being used for fair use, right? The way that H3H3 did. They used it in a way that falls under fair use, so they won, but also, you can't file a DMCA claim for content you don't own. Let's look at MLP fan content as an example. Back in the day, people made that constantly. However, only 2 things, to my knowledge, got cease and desist, and that was Fighting is Magic and Sonic Rain Boom, content that was trying to replicate the show's designs. You know why those got cease and desists? Is because they were popular. They absolutely could file a cease and desist. They could send you a cease and desist for anything. It's just that it's hardly ever worth the time to do it. Unless it's extremely popular, it's hardly ever worth their time. And especially when you consider lawsuits that cost thousands of dollars, it's not really worth your time or money to go after someone who probably has no money, like a map animator, you know? These projects were huge. That's why they got cease and desist letters. Smaller ones they don't care about, but it is still illegal. And here you are literally acknowledging that what they did was illegal, but you're still trying to use it as an argument that it's legal. I mean, what the hell? Due to the creativity of the Warrior Cats community, there are no 2 designs that will look 100% identical. And to be honest, hardly anyone follows the book designs 100% because the writers never make up their minds. I think the only thing that could be taken down is Warrior Cats series. Well, you're wrong. It's like if I recreated the Star Wars movies and just made the characters look a little different. It's still Star Wars. It's still owned by Disney. They're gonna take it down. That's what they're gonna do. But even then, that's a stretch, like a huge stretch. Don't let someone whose only knowledge of copyright is from the YouTube copyright school try and scare you into believing you don't own your own content. Okay, we good? Okay, cool. If my only knowledge of copyright was from YouTube copyright school, I wouldn't be making YouTube videos because I wouldn't be able to post anything. Have you ever gone to YouTube copyright school? Because I have. And it's a freaking mess, I can tell you that much. Okay, we good? Okay, cool. Yeah, well, until you get slapped with that lawsuit, you know, for stealing an IP. And then you owe however much money you would owe. I think you could even get jail time, possibly. I'm not sure on that one. If they actually decided to sue you, which they wouldn't, because you don't have any money. No, it's not worth their time. You don't have a big following. No one would do that. That's how it goes with most maps. They're not big enough to even warrant that time and energy at all. No smart business would ever come after someone so small like that. Bigger projects like these two, they would. Also, but lastly, I doubt anything Warrior Cats related aside from merch would ever get taken down, and that's because the writers genuinely enjoy the love the community has for the series. But anyone that spent more than 2 minutes near the Warrior Cats community would know that. Well, that's great. They may be totally fine with it, but unless you have a legal written agreement that you're able to use what they made, it's still illegal. Technically, it's still illegal. The people who made Warrior Cats may be fine with it. That's fine and dandy. But you still don't own what you make if you're using their IP, unless you have a written agreement that says that you can do that. Just because something wouldn't get taken down doesn't mean it's not illegal. If you were selling thousands of dollars worth of Warrior Cats merch and you did not have a written agreement to be able to use their IP for that, you better believe that you get a cease and desist, if not a lawsuit. Next, we have this lovely clip that Chiibe posted here. I love watching white people defend saying the N slur, but then refuse to actually say the word, signifying that it is, in fact, not okay to say. This is the first tweet that I saw, okay, in this whole situation. And this is what sparked all the controversy, okay? This is what sparked everything on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Because after this, people went and they looked for any little thing they could find about me. That's another topic for another day. Let's watch this clip. It's not the actual word. This is the meme version of the word. You're mad about that? That is very misleading to say someone used the N slur when they said this. They didn't say the actual word. They said this, the form of it that everyone says. That's generally accepted to be okay. So what Chiibe did here is something that a lot of my detractors like to do, which is called taking what I said out of context to make me look like a bad person. So let's go watch the actual video here. This was a video called I'm Sorry to Everyone I've Hurt, posted on August 12th, 2018. Chiibe posted this clip on 8th of December, 2018. So Chiibe had to go through all my videos and watch all of them to find this. But let's take a look at the actual context of this here. Ignore my stupid, cringy ass voice. I was trying to be funny and I failed. But this video is about one person, B, who made a giant ruckus on Twitter, doing exactly what Chiibe's doing right now, basically, trying to just take me down for the dumbest things ever. And this exact thing right here is just what Chiibe posted. So, is when you click on a Pkrussl fan's profile, my voice and is so they use stupid. The N slur. Oh, no, not the N slur. Julia says, genuinely not surprised. This is the N slur that B was talking about, with an image that is 99% censored, so we can't actually see context or anything. It's always like that, for some reason, with people who are out to get me. It's always like missing all the context. You know what I'm saying? Flashback to stay away from Pkrussl, right? It's not the actual word. This is the meme version of the word. You're mad about that? That is very misleading to say someone used the N slur when they said this. They didn't say the actual word. They said this, the form of it that everyone says. That's generally accepted to be okay. If you want to play this game, one of your supporters, B, called one of my viewers an ape. Remember how Roseanne got fired for doing that? So what this was, this B dumbass was trying to take me down and trying to use anything against me. They went on one of my Twitter followers' Twitters and saw that they said the N slur, but it was this. It wasn't the actual, you know what I'm saying? They tried to use that someone who's following me on Twitter posted this on their own Twitter as a point against me for some reason. So my response in this video was, first of all, how am I even at fault for that? That's someone totally else. They just follow me on Twitter, right? But second of all, who cares? There's really nothing wrong with that. That's what you're gonna get mad about? So what Chiibe said was, I love watching white people defend blah, 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 but refused to actually say the word, signifying that it is in fact not okay to say. So I didn't say the word in this video at all. There's no need to say it. There's no need to say it. But Chiibe was like, well, if it's okay to say, then why don't you just say it? So I did. I quote retweeted that tweet when Chiibe had a different profile picture, and that's all I said was that. And Chiibe quote retweeted that and said, guys, there it is, the meme word. Somebody grab a banana because my sides are split. Since we know he'll make a video about this, I'm gonna make a drinking game in advance. Take a drink if, he says, context matters. He references the PewDiePie thing. He says how he won't say it because of demonetization. He references iDubbbz. I didn't use a version with ER, so it's okay. None of that, except for context, is even what I've ever brought up, okay? Well, I guess maybe the last one, but I didn't say it. I'm not the one who said it. It was the person in that other Twitter account. I just said it on Twitter because you told me if it's okay to say, why don't you just say it? So I did, but I guess I have to drink now. God damn it. I guess I have to take a drink. I need 2 drinks, don't I? Because I broke 2 of those. Don't you just love though how like these people think that I'm so bad, but they're like joking about it, you know? Like, let's make a drinking game. Like if they actually thought that I was bad, if they actually thought that I was, why wouldn't they take it a little bit more seriously? You know what I'm saying? Like why joke and meme about it? It's just like all these accusations that happen with anyone. It's always memes and jokes. It's never anyone taking it seriously. Like, oh, this person might be, well, here's a meme that's funny. It's like no one even takes it seriously. Well, there we go. I'm not driving anywhere tonight, I guess. He didn't say the word in the video because he doesn't want YouTube demonetizing him, you idiot. Oh, well, golly gee willikers. It's almost like it's a bad word or something. Yep, YouTube determines what's a bad word and what's not, for sure. I remember back in the day, like a couple months ago, whenever I would put the word furry in the title of my videos, it'd get demonetized. Is furry a bad word? No, it's not. Now, after having that happen so much and requesting manual reviews, the algorithm has learned that word is fine. They allow you to say furry now, at least for me, and stay monetized. But YouTube's algorithm is never a good way to know what's a bad word and what's not. It used to be if you put the word in your title, that would happen also. YouTube should never be your moral compass. That's so ridiculous. Also, I've had like 150 people plus follow me because of all this nonsense. I swear I'm not always this salty. I'm usually pretty low-key, but this guy's been harassing people in the community for a while now. And honestly, it gets tiring and I'm tired of this. Criticism is not harassment. This is why you're all a bunch of pussies. I'm so tired of being criticized in a comedic fashion that's obviously not meant to be taken seriously. Like, who the hell who watches my videos and takes them seriously? What is wrong with you? Who can watch, like, seriously? Criticizing people in a comedic fashion is not harassing. It never has been and it never will be. You're looking for any excuse you can to get people to stop criticizing you because you want to remain at the same skill level you're at forever. Do you need to be a chef to say that food tastes bad? No. But if you're gonna sit there with no knowledge of cooking and tell the chef how to cook, compare their food to Michelin star chefs when they're a small cafe, then you deserve to have the food thrown in your face. I'm sorry, what? That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Should all food critics have food thrown in their face? Do you think food critics know how to cook? Professional food critics? You're out of your mind. You can go to any restaurant you want and critique the food. There should be nothing wrong with that. Any chef that isn't an idiot knows how to accept criticism. I am not an animation memer. I'm not a map creator, but I am a professional reviewer of those things, literally, because I do it for money and I get paid to do it. I'm literally a professional animation reviewer. It's the same thing. Even if I wasn't, I'd still be allowed to criticize animation because anyone can criticize anything. I see this thrown around a lot as justification for art critiques with no knowledge of the medium, being allowed to spew their helpful nonsense and treat artists like, if you treated a chef like you treat these artists, you get punched. Find a better metaphor, you dorks. Well, what the hell? I mean, here you are criticizing my criticism. You're not a professional drama channel. You have no knowledge of drama, obviously, from the way you've handled this. How are you criticizing me for that when you don't even know what you're doing? You don't make animation meme reviews. You don't make map reviews. How are you able to criticize me for that? Sit here and talk to me the way you've been talking to me like that? You see how that logic is stupid? You see how it's dumb? Even if I don't know how to animate, I know what is enjoyable and what's not enjoyable to watch. I know what's entertaining and what's not entertaining. And the thing about that is it's just an opinion. It's an opinion. Everyone has a different opinion. Just because you don't agree with my opinion doesn't mean that I'm not allowed to say my opinion. Yeah, I'm not over this, by the way. Not only does he spew hate at our community, criticism is not hate, but he also perpetuates behavior. Yeah, definitely. That's exactly what I do. And thinks that calling himself satire, I've never called myself satire. A lot of people have called me satire, but I am not satire. The Office, the TV series, that's satire. I am not satire. The Onion, the news publication, is satire. I'm not satire. Satire is pretending to be something and doing it in a way where it could be conceived as real. That's what makes satire funny, because it's so absurd, but at the same time, that could be published, like the articles on The Onion could be published in the actual mainstream media, and like, I wouldn't even be surprised. That's what makes it so funny. The Office, what happens in The Office, I could imagine that happening in a real life office. A bit, it's exaggerated, but I mean, I could imagine a lot of that happening in a real life office. That's what makes it so funny. My channel is not satire. It's just comedy. It's, it's humor through exaggeration. Like, I go way over the top to sound mean. It's obviously a joke. It's obviously a joke. How do you not understand that? Next, Chiibe posted this video right here, just when you thought I was about to let this all go. Let's take a look, shall we? Oh my God. Win against your opponent by throwing out buzzwords. You can't do that. You have to come back and argue against the points that they make, or else you lose. You can't just win an argument by calling people buzzwords and then leaving it at that. That's not how it works. Wow, so took a clip from my Sonic Fox video where I said, you can't just win against your opponent by calling people buzzwords. That's not how it works. Because Sonic Fox kept calling all the people who disagreed with him, you know, just calling people things, making fun of their appearance. And also the people responding to Sonic Fox, criticizing him, did the same thing. They called Sonic Fox woke, an SJW. That's just calling people buzzwords and not arguing against what they say. And then this comes in, this lovely tweet right here that we looked at earlier. Was I calling Chiibe this word? No, I said it because Chiibe said, if it's okay to say, why don't you just say it? So I did. That's all there is to it. I'm not calling Chiibe this. Once again, completely taking me out of context to make me look like a bad person. 292 people like that. 292 idiots. Can you believe that? I think Chiibe is actually just an evil person. Like, honestly. I've encountered so many evil people. Like, Chiibe is probably the worst person in the animation community. I've encountered a lot of bad people, but I think Chiibe is probably the worst ever, like by a mile. No one has been this vile and just this vitriolic towards me, ever. So after all that Chiibe posted on Twitter to all her fans, his or her, I don't know, man, or neither. I don't know, man. Chiibe then decides, after all that, to send me a private message on Twitter. I know this is kind of a long shot, but can we actually have a civil discussion about all that? Shut the f up, Chiibe, you dumbass. You cannot just do all that stuff publicly and publicly slander my name and then message me like this. Had you done this in the first place, maybe, but we have covered so many tweets, so much of you taking me out of context, misrepresenting me, and just making me out to be an evil person to your thousands of followers. And now all those people just believe that I'm evil, and now you wanna have a private civil discussion. So maybe you might now know that I'm a good person after we talk, but you've already completely corrupted the minds of the people who are following you to now think that I'm bad. They're never gonna know that. What is wrong with you? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You don't get to do that. Do it at the beginning. And by the way, I mean, even if we did talk, it's like, I know exactly how it would go. You'd say, you're wrong, Parker. And then I'd say, well, I think you're wrong. And then Chiibe would say, well, you're wrong. And no progress would even be made. And then Chiibe posted it and said, I was waiting for a reply to this, but since PK said he's making a video on me, I figured I might as well say that I've actually tried DMing PK to discuss things in a private setting where we could talk civilly after everything that's happened, and surprise, surprise, no response. No, absolutely not. 220 people like that. 220 idiots. Happy New Year's, everyone! Here's a present to welcome in the new year. Contains use of the N-word. But basically, the story behind this here is that this person, Chiibe, found a video of mine from like 7 months ago. I don't even remember what video it's from, in which, you guessed it, someone was attacking me and trying to end my career. It's like it never changes, it never stops. Actually, the video in question was posted 4 months ago. What did I say? 7 months? Is that what I said? 7 months? 4 months? What the heck? I was just guessing off the top of my head, dude. It was from a long time ago. A video in which you spend 25 minutes calling out a 16-year-old with around 1,500 followers for not liking you. For not liking me, really. Let's take a look. You even show it here. Honestly, Pkrussl and anyone that supports him can suck my ass so hard and not in the good way. I've never heard of anyone with such a disgusting attitude and minimal regard of people's feelings. It's honestly gross, and if anyone who supports and follows me, please unfollow instantly. 220 likes. This is not someone who says, I don't like Pkrussl. They go out of their way to make me look like an evil person. Of course I'm gonna call them out. I don't care how old they are. They try to make me look like an evil person. I'm not an evil person. After you repeatedly quote tweeted them, your fans began harassing them, which eventually led to them locking their account. Criticism is not harassment. They locked their account because everyone thought that B was wrong and they couldn't handle the criticism, a common theme in the animation community. I don't quite understand how a tweet from an account significantly smaller than yours from someone around 6 years younger than you could ruin your career, but I'll take your word for it. It couldn't. I said they tried to ruin my career. I know that it wouldn't. No one will ever be successful at that. They tried to, is what I was saying. They're evil. They were evil and they tried to do it, and it wasn't one tweet. If you go watch the video, there were several tweets. It went on and on and on and on, and it never ended. Like, this person was out to get me, just like you are. One of the points they brought up against me was that someone in my Discord server, oh man, it was a tweet and not Discord. Pardon me, used this version of the N-word. Oh my God. They tried to use that against me as if like I was responsible for that. And Chiibe, this person who made this tweet, took a clip from that video that goes like this.
Yes, I use Nick.
Chiibe. So Chiibe says, I love watching white people. Ah! I hate white people. Defend saying the N slur, but then refuse to actually say the word, signifying that it is in fact not okay to say. So I said it.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Do you not remember, it's like 8 months ago when this video was posted, 7-8 months ago, this whole meme was going around? Do you not remember that? No one said it to be racist. You just interpreted it that way because you're 22 years old and think acting like a 12-year-old is an okay thing to do. What? You're dumb.
Yes, but in both of the examples you have put forward, neither of them have been used in the way you have just described, you silly, silly little boy.
What are you talking about? What do you mean? The words haven't been used in the way I described. Calling people buzzwords and then leaving it at that. That's not how it works. All right, so where did I call someone a buzzword here? I didn't call you that, you dumbass! I didn't call you that! I said it because you told me to say it! I wasn't calling you that! Oh my God. The amount of spinning. This is like worse than mainstream media. My God. You guys are making it too easy. You're making it too easy. Does he think he's actually making sense? Do you think this video makes sense? To make these responses. It's like way too easy.
How are you gonna get out of here?
We'll dig our way out.
Now, dig up, stupid.
Happy New Year's, everyone. Wow. On New Year's Day. Amazing. And then, of course, remember when Mythical Red Fox and his cohorts tried to accuse me of being into cub porn? Come to find out, Mythical Red Fox is actually the one who's into cub porn. Remember that? Of course, Chiibe was all over that, and there have been several tweets that have since been deleted where Chiibe shares all that false stuff, you know? And so I did a live stream covering all that, and at the end, this is what happened. Chiibe watched this live stream and made a donation. It was either $2 or $5 or something. And so I said, like, why the hell are you donating money to me? You know what I'm saying? You think this makes up for all the shit that you've done to me? Absolutely not. So I asked at the end of the video, because I don't understand why people like Mythical Red Fox and their cohorts, why there's so many people who just absolutely want nothing more than to just destroy me. Why people hate me. So at the end, I asked Chiibe why Chiibe hated me. I genuinely don't understand why. Is it because I freaking make map reviews? Seriously? So let's see what the answer was. I don't understand. Chiibe is watching this right now, is in the chat. Why do you hate me so much? What the f is your problem? Why do you hate me so much? What is wrong with you? I don't even understand. Why someone would hate me this much? I don't understand it. $5 from Chef. It makes 0 sense to me. Chiibe hates me, you guys. Chiibe hates me. Here's why. Because I take videos of her friends and call them idiots. So you go and you try to frame me for liking cub in response. You f***ing piece of Now, obviously, Chiibe wasn't the one who did it, right? What I meant to say was you spread those accusations. But nonetheless, it's all because I called her friends idiots in a map review. Like, obviously, it was a joke. Well, it wasn't a joke. It was the one, she's talking about the video where I responded to the comments and I called them idiots because they were being idiots. That was serious. Of course they're idiots. All their stupid comments. So that caused Chiibe to go on to do all this that you've seen throughout this whole video. You know, like what the hell? What even on earth? It's insane. Let's close this out here with one more tweet. I'm really upset that I no longer enjoy being a part of the multi-animator community. Do people really think I don't know the nasty they're saying about me behind closed doors? Why are so many people in this community so evil? I actually hate being here. Well, Chiibe, you're talking about yourself right here. I mean, I would love to know what you said about me to your friends behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? You're getting a taste of your own medicine. Whatever this is from, I don't know what this is from, but I just thought it was interesting that you would say this based on what you've done to me. You know what I'm saying? It's so incredibly ironic. It's just so ironic. So many people in this community are evil. You're describing yourself. Who is so evil as to do all this crazy stuff to me? You know what I'm saying? Just because I said, oh, I don't like your map. You know, what the hell? So that's basically that. I know that this was all like last month, but I wanted to cover it because I wasn't able to, and now I'm able to, so here it is and whatnot, and I want to talk about it because I think it's important. So thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to subscribe, bing that bell for notifications. Hey, become a patron today, just $1 per month, that's all it takes. Link down below. Here's your lovely patrons on the screen. Yay, woo! Couldn't do it without them. Become a lovely patron, just $1 per month. Patrons get access to videos that are not time sensitive 24 hours early. And they also get an exclusive live stream once per month, along with channel members, which you can become by hitting that join button. Both of them get videos early. Both of them get an exclusive live stream once per month. And now patrons who pledge $5 or more get an exclusive video just for Patreon once per month as well. Not to mention you get your name thrown up at the end of my videos, so yay. So go become a patron. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, second channel. Oh, what's this? Link down below. Here's a little preview. We're looking for a drinking fountain. Can we do it? Emergency footwear? Is this like a kiosk for shoes? I think it literally is. We're gonna go with size 10. $20, what the heck? You literally get shoes from a vending machine. It's so weird. What do you think of that? You want to see some hot babes? Thank you for watching, everyone. Bye!
Yeah, we are in the place to be. Yeah.